After a dramatic 12-inning 4-3 win last night, the Rays tonight try to complete the series victory over the Texas Rangers, looking to take 3 out of 4 in this, the final game with Texas. The Rays in the wild card race now up by 1 full game over the Texas Rangers. Cleveland a half game back of Texas, vying for that second wild card spot at the moment. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. Dwayne Stats with you. Todd Callis along in just a few moments. Great to have you looking at again tonight. A great victory for the Rays last night. And tonight, these two teams will follow it up with a great pitching matchup. Matt Moore starts against Yu Darvish.
Well, let's talk about Matt Moore. The most important number of Matt Moore's last 3 starts since coming off the disabled list is 3-0. That is the team's record. That being said, a big reason why has been Matt Moore. You can see what he's done in those 3 starts. 14 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up just 1 earned run, holding the opponents to a 192 average, and he has done it once again with a fastball with that late life, good velocity. The curveball's been good, and the changeup has been good. Those 3 pitchers had better be working tonight, because he's going to go up against one of the most dominant starters in all of Major League Baseball. Right now on a 6-start winless streak is Yu Darvish, but not because of what he's done. As you can see, that ERA, the 256 strikeouts are 29 more than anybody else in Major League Baseball. And how about an opponent's average of just 190? He's going to throw everything at you. This is definitely a big-time marquee matchup.
Rays missed him in the first series between these two clubs in April, but in 2 career starts, he's 1-0 against the Rays with an earned run average of 0.60. That walk-off win for the Rays last night, Joe Madden calling it a signature win. Something to give this Rays club the impetus to propel themselves to perhaps playoff heroics. Todd Callis examines all that when we return.
knocking in Sam Fuld in the bottom half of the 12th for a 4-3 victory. In the process, the Rays have won 2 of the first 3 games in the series and a chance to win this series and the season series with a win tonight. But last night was a thriller. It all started out with the Rays down 2-0 after Delman Young hit into a potential inning-ending double play that was not turned. Sean Rodriguez makes them pay with a 2-run home run. And then Adrian Beltre. And then the Rays have their own defensive lapse here in right field as Will Myers took his time getting that baseball. And then Elvis Andrus takes advantage by scoring all the way from first on a single. That gave Texas a 3-2 lead. Freddie Guzman, first time in a Rays uniform with a stolen base, close play at second base. 2 outs to Jesus with 2 strikes. Rays down to their final strike, end up with a base hit, one of the biggest in David's career. That tied it at 3 in the 11th. Then Desmond Jennings with Sam Fuld on second base as the pinch runner after Jose Lobaton singled. He would knock in the game winner, and the Rays would celebrate afterwards a 4-3 victory in 12. Joe Madden hopes that's one of those at the end of the season that will be a season turner.
I want to believe this game has to give us some kind of impetus moving forward because, I mean, that's a real tough. You got 2 outs, nobody on against their closer, and then furthermore, you get to 2 strikes on the hitter after the new guy steals second base. You know, that doesn't happen every day. And so all that stuff I want to believe is going to give us some kind of push.
In the top of the 12, Texas had second and third, 1 out. They don't score. The bottom of the 12, the Rays have 2 outs, nobody on. In the bottom of the 11, 2 outs, nobody on, and they do score. That's the kind of night it was. Less than 3 minutes to go until the first pitch. Rays and the Rangers wrapping up this 4-game series. Enjoy all the action next on Sunsport.
Filled with emotion, success, and failure. Last night with the Rays and Rangers postseason dreams in the balance, it was a night of redemption for Rays center fielder Desmond Jennings, who misplayed a line drive in the second inning, allowing 2 runs to score. Then stepped to the plate in the 12th with the game on the line. And a base hit into right field for Jennings. Here comes Fuld. Rays win it. Tonight, Tampa Bay and Texas once again battle for the top spot in the American League wild card race. And tonight inside Tropicana Field, that race continues. the Rays and the Texas Rangers. Tonight's game has the potential to determine home field advantage in this wild card race, should the Rays and the Rangers finish as the two wild card teams with identical records. Quick look at the starting lineup for Texas. Ian Kinsler leads it off, followed by Elvis Andrus and Alex Rios, Adrian Beltre, Jeff Baker, and Giovanni Soto down the middle. Greg Gentry, Joey Butler, and Mitch Moreland, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays going to be left-hander Matt Moore, making his 25th start of the season. His numbers brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. You'll remember his last time out was up in Minnesota. That start was cut short because of a 2-hour and 4-minute rain delay, so he was only able to complete 3 scoreless innings. And Matt has said, listen, I don't feel any worse, I don't feel any better, but you better believe that he is fresh with just 136 innings coming into play on the season.
Matt Moore set to go to work as Ian Kinsler settles into the batter's box, the leadoff hitter for Texas. Their second baseman hitting .271. And the first pitch of this game, presented by Pinch-A-Penny, is a fastball catching the strike zone. Kinsler with 12 home runs. He opened Tuesday night's game with a leadoff home run. There's a chopper, diving stop, Zobrist up, and the throw, got him. Ben Zobrist to Loney at first to get Ian Kinsler.
Boy, that little chopper there by Ian Kinsler had base hit written all over it. But look at the Ben Zobrist ranging to his left, but you got to hurry on the throw because it was a chopper. And Kinsler hustling up the line, and they're able to just get him. Great start. And Matt Moore lets you know, and Ben.
Yeah, that's a pick-me-up right from the very beginning for a pitcher, and Moore appreciating the defensive effort and execution on display there by Ben Zobrist.
It's really been a theme all season long. These pitchers got to absolutely love what is behind them, especially in the infield.
There's Elvis Andrus, the shortstop, takes the pitch inside. 1-0. Matt pitched against Texas over in Arlington back on the 10th of April in a 2-0 Rays win. He pitched into the 6th inning of that game. Pitch upstairs.
If you look at Matt Moore, you know, he had to start against them in Game 1 of the division series in 2011, went 7 shutout innings, gave up just 2 hits. You see in the start earlier this year, just 1 hit. I mean, in 15 1/3 innings against this Ranger lineup, he's given up just 4 hits.
A strike, 2-1.
And that start in the playoff series, and then he also pitched in relief during that series. 10 innings in that time span against a very solid, well, beyond solid, a very powerful Ranger lineup. Gave up nothing, and once again did it again this year.
Upstairs, 3-1. Well, we don't know what's going to happen here in this game tonight. That's why we play it. But with these two pitchers out there, the Rangers collectively hitting .091 against Moore, and the Rays collectively hitting .143 off Darvish.
Yeah, just 4 for 44 off Matt Moore. And Yu Darvish, his numbers speak for themselves. Just about everybody hitting .143 off Yu Darvish.
(3-2) to Andrus. Foul out of play.
Well, and Matt did say, we referenced it just in opening this ball game up, how he said, look, I don't feel any better and I don't feel any worse because of my last start being limited to just the 3 innings. But I'll tell you what, the life on the fastball looks very good tonight. Late jump.
Ground ball, shortstop. Escobar cannot come up with it cleanly, and Andrus is aboard. That'll be an error charge to Escobar. So Escobar charged with his 7th error. The 55th error of the year charged to the Rays. Putting a runner at first. Here's Alex Rios, the right fielder. A nice scoop there by Lobaton. A ball and no strikes. Rios has had a difficult time against Matt Moore. We mentioned the overall success both these starters have had against the opposing teams tonight, but the Chevy Marquee matchup, 1 of 11, and Moore has struck him out 8 times in 11 official at bats.
That's Marquee only for Matt Moore.
Foul ball and a nice catch again down that right side, protecting the Rays bullpen.
I see what a little confidence will do for you.
Night after night making the play.
Making plays, that's all it's about. It's become commonplace.
Into the dirt. Bouncing halfway back to the mound and moving up on it is Andrus. How about that for a bounce? Blocked by Lobaton and deflecting back toward Moore. It's a wild pitch.
Well, here it is. Hey, Jose Lobaton, keep it in front of you. Well, that's exactly what he did, all the way back out to Matt Moore. That curveball just jumped on by Matt, way out in front of Jose.
That's the 14th wild pitch charged to Moore this year, and he leads the league in that department. Mindful of Andrus back there before he makes another pitch to Rios.
We've seen Matt Moore, sometimes throw that fastball into the dirt. That's going to be tough to handle with the velocity. And the curveball that we just saw right there, he gets so much spin, tight spin on that pitch that it's not easy to handle either.
And we see Lobaton behind the plate most of the time for Moore. That's been a good combination this year, and that's one of the reasons why.
Yeah, two reasons there. First of all, he calls a great game for Matt. They work very well together, and sometimes you just have that connection with the catcher, and it works for whatever reason. And also, Jose Lobaton, very active behind the plate. And when you got a guy like Matt Moore that's going to spike the curveball, that's going to occasionally jump on a fastball and get it into the dirt, you better have a guy back there moving around, very agile, and that's what the Rays have.
Rios fouls it back, running the count full.
And Matt Moore trusts him. That's why you see him, 0-2, not afraid to bounce the breaking ball. He trusts Lobaton is going to give him great effort in trying to keep that ball blocked and make a play if he has to.
Well, in the development of Lobaton this year, we've seen him give up his body and be very active back there to earn the trust of this pitching staff, and in this case, Matt Moore in particular. 3-2 now. And a liner base hit into center field. Here comes Andrus in to score, and Rios drives in the run, picking up the hit off Moore to make it 1-0 Texas.
Well, Rios, who had struggled mightily against Matt Moore, does not overswing here on a 3-2 count. He just stays true and just tries to get the barrel end of the bat to the baseball. Nice smooth swing, and he takes it right back up the middle.
So the error, the wild pitch, and a base hit. And now here's Beltre. Adrian Beltre, 4th in the league in hitting, leads the American League in total hits. And Matt throws him a strike. Beltre, 1 out of 6 against Moore in his career. That hit a home run. One and one.
I'll tell you, the Rays have done a nice job against Adrian Beltre in this series. He is just 2 for 12 with 1 RBI. They've struck him out 3 times, have really earmarked that this is the guy that they are not going to allow to beat them.
Big cut and a foul ball off the fastball, and it's a 1-2 count.
I think that's one of the aspects we hit on a little bit last night about Jim Hickey in putting together game plans for this pitching staff. You know, they really will earmark 1, 2, sometimes 3 guys in a lineup that they really going to not let these guys beat them. And for the most part, they don't. I mean, they really handcuff guys that they hone in on. This series, it's been Beltran.
Up the right side, that's going to be out of play. Texas taking advantage of the opportunity to put a run up here in the top of the first. And if the Rays are to defeat Darvish tonight, it will not be a 1-0 loss for Darvish. He comes in off back-to-back 1-0 losses, and he's had 4 of those this year. Beltran takes it high, lays off the breaking ball. One out with a run home and a runner at first. Shot back into center. Jennings angling back to his right is there to make the catch. And back to first goes Rios.
Let's have a look at the Rays defense tonight as it lines up in the outfield left to right. The Jesus, Jennings, and Joyce across the infield third to first. Johnson, Escobar, Zobrist, and Loney. Jose Lobaton will be behind the plate. A little bit different look tonight for the Rays defensively and in the lineup. Joe Madden wanting to get as many left-handed hitters in this lineup as he can against Darvish. Tough sledding either way, but more light at the end of the tunnel as a lefty than a righty.
Now here's the right-handed hitting DH, Jeff Baker. The runner goes, and a steal for Rios. No throw there by Lobaton. 38th stolen base for Rios.
The jump by Rios was huge. Look at that, going on first movement right there by Matt Moore. And Matt Moore goes with the high leg kick. And Matt has done actually a nice job just giving up 3 stolen bases coming in. That now number 4. Not bad for 136 plus innings.
There's a strike. 0-2 to Baker. And Texas, the second most prolific base stealing team in the American League, coming in with 127. Already won tonight here in the first.
And who would have thought that in the last couple of years of this Rangers lineup? So power laden. They incorporate a little bit of everything this year.
Cut the miss. Baker out on strikes. So that takes care of Texas. They settled for 1. Rays coming in to hit. down by a run. One unearned run for Texas in the top half of the frame. David DeJesus leads it off, followed by Ben Zobrist and Matt Joyce. Evan Longoria, the DH tonight, followed by James Loney and Kelly Johnson. Desmond Jennings, Jose Lobaton, and Yunel Escobar rounding out the Rays lineup.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Texas Rangers, right-hander Yu Darvish, making his 30th start of the season. These outstanding numbers brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. And right here, let's take a look at this. 256 strikeouts in 193 and 2/3 innings. That is 29 more than anybody else in Major League Baseball. And oh, by the way, the 190 average, that works itself out to just 132 hits given up in 193 and 2/3 innings.
And that's the best in the American League opponent's average. First pitch here to DeJesus is a strike. 27-year-old right-hander, born in Osaka, Japan, but his parents met here, actually in St. Petersburg, when they were students at Eckerd College. Ground ball, foul, 0-2.
Hard to imagine that this guy is on a 6-start winless streak, and in fact, in those 6 starts, he is 0-4. He's lost his last 4 starts, but 0-4 in the last 6 with a 3.38 earned run average. The team is 0-6 in those starts.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is, because he has given up 2 earned runs or fewer in 5 of the 6 starts. Or excuse me, 3 earned runs or fewer in 5 of the 6, 2 earned runs or fewer in 3 of the 6. And has not only nothing to show for it, but a handful of losses. How about those?
Take a look there. Losing to the Pirates 1-0, and then to Oakland 1-0. Second time he's lost a 1-0 decision to Oakland this year. 4 of those in his 29 starts. This is 30th. So roller foul. Toyota trend. We'll take a look at the most 1-0 losses in a season. Darvish with 4. If you go back to the Mets with Roger Craig in '63, Jim Bunning with the Phillies, Fergie Jenkins with the Cubs in '68, 5. And that was at a different time in this game when runs started to become more scarce than at any other time. DeJesus hit by that pitch, and we're going to have a little argument. Tony Randazzo says it hit DeJesus, and Ron Washington wants to come out. Darvish had a quizzical look on his face. Soto put up a bit of a beef. And the Rays will get a base runner.
Well, that pitch from Darvish quickly heading towards the turf. Let's take a look at it. Slowing it up. Well, it looks like it got him right on the toe because it took a crazy angle after that ball hits right here. Now, it's so hard to tell. You got white shoe on, and it definitely hit right in front of the shoe, but that could have clipped right off the toe. That's what Tony Randazzo had.
Here's Ben Zobrist. He goes after it, pops it up. Short right field. Rios out there. One gone.
Let's take a look at the Rangers defense as it lines up tonight. In the outfield, left to right, Joey Butler, Craig Gentry, and Alex Rios. Across the infield, third to first, Adrian Beltre, Elvis Andrus, Ian Kinsler, and Mitch Moreland. Giovanni Soto will be behind the plate. But one thing that you're not going to be able to do in that instance with David DeJesus down there at first base is checking for shoe polish.
That's right.
You got the white baseball, white chalk, white shoe. What year was that? The World Series with the Mets? Shoe polish game. I only know it because it was in the movie Frequency, which is a great movie.
Pitch down and in to Matt Joyce. Cleon Jones was in that.
Yeah.
69.
It figured very prominently in the plot of Frequency. Very good movie. Jim Caviezel, if anybody's interested.
There you go. And we'll be back with more at the movies in just a moment.
used to do a segment for the Diamondbacks with Travis Lee, as a matter of fact.
Really? Travis Lee?
We would go to the movies.
Spent some time here with the Rays.
That's right. And we would give movie reviews. That's what we were doing instead of trying to win ball games.
Not to be confused with a host of Lees who played. Derek Lee. Carlos Lee. Travis Lee.
Cliff.
One here.
Right.
Yep. One the count. Foul ball. The Jesus at first, hit by a pitch. I tell you how dominant Darvish has been against the Rays and other lineups. You start with Zobrist. He was 1 for 5, and he's the most successful hitter in the Rays lineup against Darvish. Joyce 0 for 4. Longoria 0 for 6. Loney hasn't faced him. Kelly Johnson 0 for 5. So the Rays have seemingly their work cut out for them tonight. 2-2 the count on Joyce. And those, left-handed hitters, Zobrist and Joyce, Loney and Johnson. And yet they're hitting better than right-handers off them, as you might expect, but still not very good. Lefties limited to 213. And right-handers against Darvish, 155. Joe Maddon trying to get as creative as he can be, and as we know, he can be pretty creative trying to put a lineup together here against Darvish.
I thought it was interesting with Matt Joyce being in the lineup tonight. Not that he was in the lineup, but where Joe decided to put him, where he's been struggling here in the month of September. Did draw a huge walk in last night's game. But Joe electing to put Matt Joyce right up in that prominent 3-hole.
Well, Matt had a very good August. He has struggled mightily in September. The numbers just bear that out. But this is a typical Joe Maddon move.
I mean, is it not?
You wouldn't be surprised if Matt, you see his numbers right there in September.
Right.
But tonight, would it surprise you if he had the night of his life?
No. Not at all. And that's, therein lies, I guess, the genius of Joe Maddon. I mean, he'll take guys that are struggling to hit him leadoff. So, yeah, this is just one of those moves.
Joyce out on strikes. Swinging over the slider. First strikeout for Darvish.
Well, Darvish, this is a nasty slider, and the righties are going to see it, the lefties are going to see it. He is mainly a fastball slider guy. Those are his two most prominent pitches. However, he'll throw the curveball. He'll cut the fastball. He's got the changeup. I mean, you will see a little bit of everything from Darvish, but when he wants to go for the strikeout, more times than not, you're going to see that nasty slider.
There's Evan Longoria. The pitch is a strike.
I mean, that's
about that one?
Yeah, the spin that he's able to create on that, 82 miles an hour, but look how much it sweeps and how late the break is.
It's fouled back. 0-2. Jesus at first, hit by a pitch. Zobrist out to right field. Joyce out on strikes, and Longoria down in the count, 0-2. Upstairs, it's a ball and 2 strikes. The other thing that's really interesting about Darvish, he's a big guy. He's 6'5", but his delivery for a guy who's 6'5", it's really compact.
Yeah, he's not a big lanky, arms up and coming over the top and driving the ball downhill. He does stay compact. He's got that lower arm angle. See how that ball, the arm and the release point, the hand seemingly come right out of his shoulder. So he's able to create deception to go along with that good stuff.
Yeah, that's all by design. He's a big guy with small movements, compact, and and better command, more repeatable that way. 2-2, and that's outside. So the count is full to Evan Longoria. And ball 4. So after getting ahead of Evan, Darvish walks him, pushing DeJesus up to second. So the Rays put a couple men on with 2 outs, and James Loney will get his first look at Yu Darvish. Loney went 0 for 5 last night. 0 for 4 on Tuesday. Did have a couple hits in the game Monday. He has been so consistent for the Rays, hitting the ball all over the field and occasionally teeing off. He has 12 home runs. This one is down, an oddity not to see that average at 300 or over. The 0 for last night dropped the average to 297. Foul back, a fastball, third base side and into the stands. The count is 1-1.
There have been a couple instances this year where James Loney's batting average has dipped below 300, and it stayed there for about 20-30 minutes.
Yep.
Because his next shot at it, he would get that thing right back up over, and that's what you're looking for tonight from James. Such a solid approach all season long, just conducive to getting hits and hitting for a very good average.
There's a base hit, back a third and up the left field line. DeJesus scores the tying run. Longoria is going to be stopped at third on the double by Loney, and the Rays have tied this game. So James Loney comes through to the opposite field. He loves that left field line. It's 28th double.
Well, that's what you're going to try to do off Darvish. He's going to see this ball for a long time. Darvish wants it in. It doesn't get in there. And James Loney keeps his hands inside the baseball. Little inside-out swing, and he drops it fair and up the line. The Rays tie it up. Well, that's a big answer off a dominant starter.
Here's Kelly Johnson. Takes a pitch inside. Kelly in the lineup at third base, hitting 6th, 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts in his career against Darvish. Got a fastball and fouled it back. Pitch cutting in on him, and it's 1-1. Longoria third, Loney at second. It's wide. 2 balls and a strike. And strike to non-strike ratio, not what you always expect from Darvish through 25 pitches into this first inning. 2-2.
Well, you've got 2 things at work here, Dwayne. Number one, Yu Darvish is used to winning ball games, and he's on a 6-start winless streak. We talked about it already. There's those 6 starts. The team has lost all those games. The team has not been playing very well, and in as close to a free fall as you could get. So the pressure of wanting to go out, perform well, get a win for yourself, a win for the team, maybe pressing a little bit early, trying to do too much, make every pitch too nasty.
And we have a full count.
A lot of these breaking balls, he's trying to find the release point. He's either sweeping them all the way across the plate. He's left a couple back door that have just not gotten to its spot. Missing a couple locations. Hits to Jesus to start the ball game off.
Now he's 3-2 to Kelly Johnson. And Johnson fouls the slider to stay alive and extend the at bat.
And the Rays are forcing him to work, closing in on 30 pitches now.
Yeah, 28 pitches in this first inning. Kelly has seen his playing time curbed a bit since Myers arrived. Hitting 6th tonight against this tough right-hander. Not many opportunities on this team to start at third base. This is his 11th start at third. 3-2, and he bounces it foul. Well, that means Darvish will make at least 30 pitches here in this inning. The next one will be that one.
I think Joe Madden, he likes Kelly Johnson in this matchup because Darvish is down so much in the zone. Talk about that compact delivery, keeping the ball down. He'll elevate every now and then, but for the most part, he wants to be down. That's right where Kelly Johnson's swing path is.
And it's upstairs, ball 4, and that's going to load the bases. Well, a couple walks sandwiched around the RBI double. Rays have tied the game. The bases are loaded. And a trip to the mound. Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, will spend some time with Darvish before he works to Desmond Jennings.
I think he's just trying to settle him down just a little bit because of what you talked about. 2 walks already and a hit batter.
Turned out to be a big night for Desmond Jennings last night. After misplaying a ball early in the game in the second, wound up with a 3-hit night, including the walk-off base hit in the 12th, scoring Sam Cole and giving the Rays a 4-3 victory. His 3rd career walk-off, the 2nd this year for Desmond Jennings.
Well, and the scuttlebutt around the Rangers was that they wanted Neftali Feliz in the ball game to face Desmond Jennings. He was up the inning before, and they didn't get him up soon enough in that half of the inning, and he was not ready to come in and face Jennings. So he was left to face Ortiz, and he took that pitch the other way.
So here's Desmond Jennings. The first pitch is a slider, and that's a strike. A little surprising to see anything but that.
Now that's been one of his go-to pitches. That right now the command of everything just a little bit off, but he knows Desmond Jennings too likes to ambush on the first pitch fastball.
Missed with the slider. It's 1-1. Well, what an opportunity for the Rays here early. They've tied the game and a chance for a lot more, but they're going to have to do it with 2 outs. Desmond, did he go? He held up on the appeal. Larry Vanover says he checked on the fastball. This was close.
Now this ball's going to be up in the zone. Desmond, he did hold up. Right now, again, the command of Darvish. Not been able to hone it in quite yet. You'd love to see the Rays tack on a couple more because you don't want them to find it. And so often you see that a pitcher of his caliber struggles through the first inning. All of a sudden, everything clicks into place, and then he starts reeling off zeros. Take advantage while he's wobbling.
And that one missed for ball 3. Boy, Darvish really wanted that pitch. Another slider.
Big difference, 2-2 or 3-1. It could have been, but I just think that the fact that his command has been off in this first inning, you don't get those borderline pitches.
This will be the 35th pitch of the inning for Darvish. 3-1 count on Jennings. Rays have the bases loaded. And a strike. Oh, how about that? A 3-1 slider in there. The count is full.
I think right now that's the pitch he feels most comfortable with. Doesn't want to lay something out over the plate. That pitch right on the corner as it sweeps across the plate. Wouldn't be surprised to see him come right back here with it. In fact, if I'm Desmond Jennings, I might be sitting on that pitch.
Absolutely. Full count. 3-2. Runners go. The pitch. And it is low for ball 4. He did come back with a slider but missed down. And the Rays take a 2-1 lead.
How about that? Pushing 40 pitches, 3 walks, and a hit batter in the inning.
So the bases loaded walk, the 50th RBI for Jennings. Gives the Rays the lead.
And you wonder how that demoralizes the Texas dugout. I mean, this is the guy that you're hanging your hat on to come out and get you even in this series as you take off 2 games to 2. And you see how bad he is struggling here in the first inning.
Here's Lobatone. He takes a fastball for a strike. Late movement there.
And by the way, that's after you jumped out and took a 1-0 lead. Feeling pretty good about things. And your ace has now put 4 men on by himself, not having to put a ball in play.
And Lobatone quickly down in the count.
Well, there was the curveball. And like I said, you'll see a little bit of everything from Darvish, but that curveball has very good bite too at 77 miles an hour.
Upstairs. And that curveball is another pitch that sometimes he'll slow that one down in the 60s. Let's see if we see one of those tonight. Here's the 40th pitch of the inning about to be made. And Lobatone takes a big cut and misses. Out on strikes to retire the side. Rays send 8 men to the plate. They pick up 1 hit, the double by Loney, and score 2 runs. It's 2-1 Tampa Bay.
Giving the Rays a tie game at 1-1, and then a bases loaded walk would give the Rays a 2-1 lead. It was Loney's teammates today that got to celebrate the first postseason berth in the major leagues. Aaron Hill, the fly ball to left field. Skip Schumacher puts it away, and the Dodgers celebrate a 7-6 win in Arizona. And with that, they're the National League West champs, the first team to qualify for the 2013 postseason. The Boston Red Sox can qualify with a win tonight or a Cleveland Indians loss, and they're currently up 3-0 in their game against Baltimore. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, that Dodger game, there was a come-from-behind victory for the Dodgers, and J.P. Howell was the winning pitcher in that game for the Dodgers. With a strike to Soto, the count is 1-1. Soto, Gentry, and then Butler due up against Matt Moore. Soto getting his first start of the series behind the plate. The left-hander Moore on the mound. High pop-up. Lobatone. Loney in the vicinity, but it's going to be Lobatone gathering that one in, one gone.
Well, here we are, one out into the top of the second inning, and this is what you figured the final score was going to look like.
That's right. Absolutely.
And it's still made. It's still made with these two guys, but certainly not the start we thought.
Amazing thing is that here we are through one inning, and there had been 64 pitches made in this game. 24 by Moore and 40 for Darvish in the first.
Well, he had better get economical really quickly. 40 pitches through one.
Gentry, the center fielder, that's a strike. Yeah, Darvish normally is maybe 16, a bit over 16 pitches an inning. 40 in the first.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. 2.5 innings worth. And was nicked for 2 runs.
Strike 2 to Gentry. More touch for an unearned run in the first inning. Andrews, who reached on an error, scored. Ooh, there's strike 3. Gentry caught looking on the fastball. Second strikeout of the game for Matt.
Matt just keeps his fastball down right at the bottom of the zone. Plenty of plate, and that is a very, very good pitch. But look at the last two in almost the same exact spot, and Craig Gentry just cannot pull the trigger.
So the bases are empty, 2 outs, and Joey Butler is playing left field tonight. Butler 500 since joining Texas, 4 out of 8, and all of that has come against left-handed pitching. One and one. Butler up from their AAA club outside Austin, Texas at Round Rock. Hit 291 there. It's a big cut, taps it foul. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Fired him up for the fastball at 94 to strike him out. Bottom of the second coming, 2-1 Rays.
September and the tougher times for the Rays. One of the players stepping up to the plate to provide extra guidance and leadership is that of Evan Longoria. So last night's walk-off in extras must have tasted a little extra sweet. He sent out this sweet post-game. Fun to be part of a win like that. The strength of a true team is immeasurable. Sometimes it just takes one player, Dwayne, to remind the team why they have worked this hard.
Well, Joe Madden looking for that win last night to help propel this team forward. First pitch to Escobar upstairs, and he fouled it back, strike one. And it's that kind of win, given where the Rays have been recently and some of their recent struggles, trying to get back on the right side of things. And boy, what a victory that was to pull out last night.
They shouldn't have won it. I mean, they shouldn't have won it, period. And they did.
Base hit, lined over the head of the shortstop, Anderson to left. Escobar, big turn at first. He'll hang on there.
Yeah, how about this? And not only you talk about Matt Joyce walking with 2 outs, and then Freddie Guzman gets the stolen base, and David DeJesus gets the big hit as we watch Escobar take this slider out into left center field. That was only the 6th time in Joe Nathan's career where he's had 2 outs and nobody on base and blown a save. 6 times in an illustrious career. And there were a lot of other things that went on in that game last night that pointed to the Rays not winning it, and yet they found a way at the end to somehow get it done.
Yeah, and how close they were to being done. I mean, they were a strike away from calling it a night twice.
That's right.
1-0 the count to DeJesus. So the Rays up by a game in the AL wild card, and they need a win tonight over this club, because if they wind up in a tie with Texas and they don't win this game, Texas will have claimed the season series, and by that get home field advantage in case of a tie in the wild card chase. So it's a 1-1 count right now. So the Rays came into this series needing 3 out of 4 to help their cause in that potential situation. They've taken 2 of the first 3. They lost 2 out of 3 to Texas and Arlington in April. In fact, the only game they won out there was the game that Matt Moore pitched, and the Rays won that one 2-0. It's a hook up against Derek Holland. A 2-1 count to DeJesus. Three balls and a strike. DeJesus behind in the count in the first when he was hit by a pitch just on the edge of his shoe, that front foot. It's going to run the count full. It is 3-2.
The Rays have had a wonderful game plan here tonight against Darvish. As dominant as he is, as tough as he is on hitters with 2 strikes, noticing early that the command not quite where it normally is. This Rays lineup become very patient with Darvish and forced him to work, throw a lot of pitches. 3 walks in the first inning, a hit batter. 3-2 again here on DeJesus.
DeJesus delivered the base hit up the middle in the 11th last night off Nathan. On a 2-2 count. 3-2 now. Runner goes, pitch bounce foul. He'll do it again with Escobar returning to first. And the count full to DeJesus. Darvish, who made 40 pitches in the first, sitting on 48 pitches right now with nobody out in the second inning. He's had 4 full counts. This is the 10th man he's faced in this game. Runner goes, swing and a miss, throw down, it's going to be in time. Andrus putting the tag on Escobar, so a strike him out, throw him out, double play. 2-6 on the caught stealing.
Well, with the pitch count mounting, this is exactly what Darvish needed, a 2-for-1. And this throw by Soto to the shortstop side of the bag, having to be backhanded by Andrus and then brought around for the tag. And let's see if he gets that tag there in time. Certainly the glove is there. The tag may not have been. That was close. That was close, but you see right there that glove floating all over that leg as it's headed towards second base, and that's the call.
Ben Zobrist taking ball one. So that's 50 pitches now for Darvish in the game. Two and 0. Yeah, that was a close call there at second base. If the ball's there, generally speaking, in the vicinity before you are, it's tough to be called safe. You just don't get any credit for evasive action.
No. Well, you will next year because someone will be throwing the flag on that one.
Yeah, there you go.
Especially, I mean, early in the game, you get the one challenge through the first 6.
Yeah.
After that, you have a couple. You get to retain them if you're right. So you don't think that someone would fire the flag on that one in this kind of a game, especially if it was after the 6th inning?
That's not going to add any time to the game at all.
No.
3-1 to count to Zobrist.
I mean, I love when they come out and they say, well, listen, right now the average replay is over 3 minutes, and with our testing of this new, the way that they're going to handle it next year, they're going to be able to do it in a minute 15, minute 30. Well, that's great, but how many replays do you actually have? I mean, how many replays the Rays had this year? 10? 8? I mean, how many? You're going to have games next year where you have 3 on each side.
Yeah.
You're going to have 6 or 7 replays a game in some games next year. So won't add any time to the game. Okay.
3-2, and Ben fouls it back. Well, Rays with a 2-run first, taking a 2-1 lead. Now 2 outs with the bases empty in the bottom of the 2nd. Zobrist checks in time and draws the walk. Then getting rid of the evidence and taking a walk to first, even while Larry Cooper was ruling that he did not go after that pitch on the appeal. And he did hold up. Fourth walk allowed. 4 walks, 2 hits, a hit batter. And here's Matt Joyce. Darvish got him using the slider the first time around. Starts him with a little cutter for a strike. Jesus getting a little look from Ron Porterfield, a little reinforcement on that right foot and ankle area. 2 strikes. The slider puts Joyce in the hole.
Well, that's what he was able to get Matt with in the first inning, a slider down. No reason to believe that he won't continue to try to exploit Matt with that pitch.
James Loney doubled home the run in the first. Desmond Jennings walked with the bases loaded to get the other run home in the first. Runner goes, the pitch high, and the throw is in time. Soto cuts down Zobrist trying to steal. Andrus putting the tag on him for out number 3. 2 caught stealings in the inning. The Rays do not score and lead 2-1 as we go to the 3rd. tonight in this game. Available in Spanish via SAP. Brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. Rays have the lefty Matt Moore on the mound tonight against Yu Darvish. Moore made 24 pitches in the first, settled in for a 1-2-3 second, including 2 strikeouts on just 11 pitches. The number 9 hitter in Ron Washington's lineup is Mitch Moreland. He leads off the third. Fastball misses. Moreland has picked up 3 hits in this series. He came in wearing a hitless streak. 1-1. That stretched to 0 for 22 before he broke it with a double in Monday's game. Now 2-1. And after his 16th win of the season tonight, he is 15-3. A long shot to center field. Jennings will go to the wall after this one, and it gets out of here. Jennings got back, started to feel for the wall, and made his leap. Moreland has hit it out. His 23rd home run of the year, and that will tie this game at 2.
That is the power of 2 people coming together. Matt Moore with the fastball and Mitch Moreland. A combination of power here to go out to left center field. Middle of the plate. Right at the belt. Moreland puts a charge into it.
Well, that's some kind of strength to have down there in the 9th spot in your lineup.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep left center field.
Kinsler. Pitch inside. 12th home run given up by Matt Moore. Kinsler gets it foul. I'll tell you, on that drive and the pursuit by Jennings, Desmond had a little trouble recently on a handful of fly balls out there. He was content upon catching this one if it could be caught at all. He ran right to the spot, started to field for the wall, and started to make his leap. The ball out of his reach and into the seats. It's 2-1 to Kinsler. Game tied on Moreland's home run. The high fly ball to left. DeJesus will go back just to the edge of the track, making the catch, and Kinsler is the first out.
We've seen Kinsler hit a home run in this series. We've seen him come close with a couple others with a good swing, good trajectory, and the ball just missing the barrel of the bat. And it's been that close for Ian once again.
It seems as if Kinsler always has that on his mind.
He is one of those leadoff hitters that absolutely is not afraid to show the power. Not much of a stride, and he really lifts with his swing. Every once in a while, you'll see him shorten up and try to go the other way. He's done that to the Rays a couple of times in this series. Almost did it to him in his first at-bat. Great play by Zobrist, kept him from a base hit, but you're right. He is one of those leadoff hitters that you understand has power and is willing to flex his muscles.
Yeah, you can't just get ahead of him. You got to be careful there.
That's what Jeremy Hellickson did in that start. You know, here it is, first pitch fastball, strike one. You're just trying to catch the plate, not trying to throw it down the middle, but Kinsler comes out of his shoes.
Here's a drive hit deep to left by Andrus, and that one is going to get out of here. Wow. The shortstop, Elvis Andrus, has hit his 4th home run of the year, and that'll give Texas a 3-2 lead. Andrus hit a home run in the game Tuesday. And there was a little doubt about this one when he made contact.
Well, Texas knows that Matt Moore has got a good fastball, likes to use it. This one is elevated, and Andrus just hammers it. And I think this is where you'll see Matt Moore start to make adjustments with some first pitch curveballs, start to mix the changeup in a little bit more, try to get these guys off of the heater.
Rios, and he shoots it foul up the right side. Down toward the bullpen. Rios drove in the run in the first, stole second, and was left on second base. There's a curveball that drops low. He started him with a fastball. Rios fouled in. So it's 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes. Number, foul ball.
Well, the adjustment here is being made. You know, first pitch fastball to Alex Rios for strike 1, and then it's been curveball, changeup. And that's what you want to do. That's what we talk about in making quick in-game adjustments. When you notice a team starting to get on one pitch, or you're getting hurt with one particular pitch, especially the fastball, you need to get them off that for a little bit, change some things up.
The right side, that's going to be a foul ball. Out of play.
And obviously it doesn't mean that you abandon the fastball. I mean, that's a huge part of what Matt Moore does and does very well. But in order to make that pitch effective again, you got to do one of 2 things. Either get the hitter off of it by showing us some other things, or get that fastball to better locations.
Keeps the at bat going with that foul ball. Six pitches in this at bat, a couple of curveballs and a changeup in the mix. And another long drive hit deep to left. That's going to go in the same vicinity where Andrus deposited his. Rios hits a changeup out, and Texas has hit 3 home runs in this inning, and they now lead 4-2.
How about that? Rios getting a steady diet of the off speed, is then able to make the subsequent adjustment himself. And he stays right on that changeup from Matt Moore. And again, everybody knew it as soon as it came off the bat.
So 3 home runs in the inning. 4 hitters, 3 homers. The other one a fly ball to the warning track by Kinsler. And now they get down into the cleanup man, Adrian Beltre. Beltre hit a fly ball to center the first time up, caught by Jennings. 1-0 the count. One and one. Too low. 2-1. Boy, the ups and downs of this race in the wild card this year, from week to week, day to day, game to game, inning to inning.
just when you think you have things figured out of what this game is going to be, Darvish, Moore, this is going to be, they're going to saw right through these lineups. It's going to be 1-0, 2-1 ball game. And here we are. It's 4-2 in the top of the third. The ebbs and flows, and that's why you're just going to have to sit back for the next week and a half and enjoy the ride. And it's going to be bumpy, I'm sure, from time to time.
Foul ball runs the count to 3-2. Yeah, you're not sure where you're going to go and how you're going to get there, and at what speed, and what shortcuts off the pavement you might try to take. And it's been that way so far, showing no signs of changing. 3-2. Big cut by Beltre after the 3-2 fastball.
And it's always worse for the fan, because the fan has zero control on what happens out here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, as a player in these moments, you live for these moments. You played the game, you do your job, and that's just what you do. You're like a robot. You're just out there doing what you can do to help your team win.
And there's strike 3. He got him with a breaking ball. Beltre had a big cut at that 3-2 fastball, fouled it, and then out on the breaking ball, out on strikes.
Man, that was a tight spinner right there from Matt Moore. Good curveball and a full count, and just locked Beltre up. You know, on the flip side, you have all of these fans that are so emotionally invested in this team, and they can do nothing to help them. And sometimes they just feel helpless sitting and watching these games up and down and up and down. Games like last night, thought you were going to lose, and then all of a sudden it's tied up, and now what happens? And back and forth, and that's the way it's going to be the next 10, 11 days.
Counting this one, 11 left to play. 5 here at home. Baltimore's coming in for 4. Line drive and a base hit for Baker. Baker singles on a breaking pitch. And Jim Hickey's headed to the mound. So it's a 4-hit inning. And as Hickey talks it over with Matt Moore, we'll remind you to purchase 4 or more full-price tickets to any game on the RaysBaseball.com and receive a 10% discount, 10% off. The offer applies to any seating category, is available online only. Some restrictions apply, so grab your friends and save. For tickets and more info, visit RaysBaseball.com. So this has turned out to be a lengthy inning for Matt Moore, who is over 60 pitches now. .27 pitches into the third. Darvish had a 40-pitch first. And Matt, this is low on the first pitch to the catcher Soto. 4 hits in the inning, 3 solo home runs. Thank goodness for the 11-pitch second inning. Popped up, going to carry out of play. One to Soto. Strike 2. He's trying to mix his pitches a little more here in the third after giving up a home run to Moreland, then a 1-out homer to Andrews. Andrews hit a fastball out, and then Rios hit a changeup out. 2-2.
You got to find that right mix. You know, heavy on the fastball early, a couple of home runs given up, and then the Rios hits a home run off the changeup. There were a ton of off speed in that at bat. You're just looking for that right mix right now.
swing and a miss. He has Soto out in front, strikes him out on the changeup. Texas with a big power inning, home runs by Moreland, Andrus, and then Alex Rios. Texas takes a 4-2 lead. Pediatric Cancer Foundation, for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. Well, Matt Joyce was at the plate when Zobrist was trying to steal to end the second inning. Matt leads off the third for the Rays, then Evan Longoria and James Loney. The Rays are down by a couple. Pitch is upstairs. To strike, 1-1. Two balls and a strike. And one of two first inning strikeouts posted by Darvish when the Rays got both their runs. Had a couple base runners in the second inning, but caught stealings. Cost them any opportunity to build. And that's a strike to Joyce on the appeal to Cooper. 2-2.
A close pitch. Aaron Cooper has Matt Joyce going a little bit too far, and that evens up this count at 2-2.
Rays see Darvish for the first time this year. Count is full.
And they're not seeing him at his best. He is still trying to find it. Still does not look comfortable.
A lot of pitches by this right-hander so far. And there's ball 4. So the Rays put the leadoff man on. The 5th walk allowed by Darvish. And let's walk it out to Todd Callis right now. Todd?
All right, Dwayne, when you talk about the elite defenses on the left side of the infield, tonight's two teams and tomorrow's opponent not too shabby. So our AT&T Twitter poll question is this: which team has the best defense on the left side of the infield? Manny Machado, J.J. Harding for the Orioles. We'll see them tomorrow beginning a 4-game series. The Rays combo of Evan Longoria and the flashy Yunel Escobar. Or how about the Texas Rangers with Elvis Andrus on at short and this guy, Adrian Beltre, at third. Or you can go hashtag TV4 other. Tweet your votes to @SunSportsRays, guys.
Thank you, Todd. It's a tough selection right there. Some great glove men on the left side of the infields for those three teams.
Yeah, there shouldn't be too many votes for other.
No.
You got to stick with those three. And that's a tough call.
Well, the Orioles and the Rays, just in terms of errors committed, on a record-breaking pace. The Rays have committed only 54 errors total this year. Baltimore lower than that. It's fouled right back out of play, 2-1.
You know, I would say that, boy, that's a tough call. That is such a tough call. Yeah, and we know how much the Rays, not only are they second in the league in fewest errors, but the ground that they cover. And Yunel Escobar, one of the best in Major League Baseball, the ground he covers at shortstop, and Evan Longoria is a very active third baseman in covering a lot of ground, as much as you can cover there.
Evan under this one, pops it into shallow center. Kinsler out there from second base, covered a lot of ground to get there. A lot of hang time on that one, and he made the catch in between the center fielder Gentry and the right fielder Rios.
Well, that was in that little Bermuda Triangle where you have three players all gravitating to one spot. And Longoria pops it up. He's upset with himself. Who's going to take charge? That's Kinsler taking charge, and he's got to even reach back to make the catch. And then
Says, where were you guys?
That's exactly what he was saying. Why am I this far out?
James Loney in the batter's box. Too low. Loney doubled up the left field line to give the Rays their first run. That came in the first. Takes it the other way again. Out of play. Foul.
How about this? Darvish, we talked about his last 6 starts. He is winless. The team is winless. In his last 7 starts, he has been given 2 runs or fewer of support in all 7 of those starts. And then finally, a night where they come out early, 4 runs through 3, and he may be having his worst start of the bunch.
Yeah, there's action in the Texas bullpen already. 2-1 the count to Loney.
Well, he has not been comfortable yet. I mean, he cannot get command of any one particular pitch, and he throws a bunch of them. And he's been trying a little bit of everything: the cutter, the fastball, the slider, occasional curveball. But he just cannot hone in on one pitch and get it anywhere near where he wants it consistently. A lot of balls in the dirt.
This one in the dirt and blocked by Soto. Loney got his back foot out of the way, and Soto managed to somehow keep that ball from skipping by him.
Well, here you go. He throws more pitches than a catcher has fingers. But right now, can't find any one of them that works.
Commanding them has been the issue. It's a 3-1 count on Loney. Ground ball. Kinsler to Andrus 1. And to first, a double play. 4-6-3 on that double play. Rays are out in the third. We go to the fourth. 4-2 Texas. just for men, mustache and beard. Toyota, let's go places. Tampa Bay Times, amazing stories only in the 2013 Pulitzer Prize winning Tampa Bay Times. And by Checkers. Feast on. Rays trying to stir up a little action out there in the Rays tank. Greg Gentry leads off the fourth inning as Matt Moore goes to work. Gentry, then Butler and Moreland for Texas. 1-0. Matt touched for 3 home runs in the third. There's one headed to short, and a nice pickup by Escobar, but the throw is high. Gentry, who can really run, will probably get a hit for that. It was a great stop by Escobar, and you really got to get that ball over there in a hurry to have any chance to get the speedy Gentry.
You got to reach, turn, spin, and fire, and just a little bit high. Loney, lanky first baseman, but not able to stay on the bag.
Leadoff man on. Now Butler moved to first. And you cannot forget about Gentry. He'll run on you. 14 of 17 in the steal department.
Yeah, a number of these Rangers you have to worry about, and Matt Moore has been good at slowing down the opposition's running game. We've already seen one bag swiped off him tonight's game.
Well, that was by Rios in the first.
Matt will, he'll give you the high leg kick, and that's what Rios picked to run on. Got lucky on that one, got a good jump, got in safely, but he'll also slide step you. He thinks you're a base stealer, but just like that. He's so quick to the plate.
2-0. The pitch was up. Texas out hitting the Rays so far 6-2 and leading 4-2. Touch for an unearned run in the first inning. Foul the other way. 2-1. Texas with 169 home runs now. They came into this game 6th in the league, and that 3 home run third. First time the Rangers have done that since last September. They hit 3 home runs in an inning against the Cleveland Indians. Butler takes a healthy cut. The count is 2-2. He missed a curveball. Pitch. He got him. Fastball by him. Strikeout number 6 on the evening. Second time he has struck out Butler. Fastball each time.
Yep, same place too. He wanted that ball middle in. A little bit of elevation to get it over the swing of Butler, and able to get him now for the second time.
Gentry at first with 1 out. Here's Mitch Moreland, who started the home run barrage with his 23rd home run of the year. Out to deep left center field. Pitch is a strike on the inside part of the plate. That third inning, 32 pitches. Keeping an eye on Gentry. again to first. This Texas ball club doesn't walk a lot. They like to swing the bats, and they will steal bases, so they truly do hit and run more than they walk. Out front, breaking pitch, and the count is 0-2.
That's going to be the key for Matt moving forward. Keep these hitters off balance, keep them guessing, move the ball around. The curveball has been very good as this game has moved on. It's gotten better and better. Occasional change-ups. He'll be just fine.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Gentry had bluffed a little start off the bag and out of his lead at first. Texas with base runners in every inning. The Rays have had runners in every inning. So 2-2 count.
Since that first pitch fastball into Moreland, he has gone away from the fastball. Curveball, a couple of changeups here. Moreland, of course, hit that home run deep left center field off of a fastball.
Pitch blocked by Lobaton. Breaking ball. And that's going to take the count to 3-2. Gentry had another little start and stop off first base that time with that pitch.
Well, here, if you trust Moreland to be able to make contact, put the ball in play, you send Gentry. Matt Moore, though, very capable of picking up a strikeout here, so you're going to have a strike him out, throw him out situation.
Granted by Tony Randazzo, the plate umpire tonight. Runner goes. The pitch lifted into right center. In comes Joyce, making the catch, and Gentry retreats to first. So they had Gentry on the move. 2 outs. He's back at first. Here's your opportunity to take home everyone's favorite Sea Dog, Raymond. Catch the Rays when they take on the Orioles Sunday, the 22nd, when kids 14 and under get to take home a Raymond Bobble Belly presented by Chevrolet. While supplies last. For tickets, visit RaysBaseball.com. The first Kinsler back in.
Dwayne, we've seen and now know of a Sea Dog here in captivity, but have you ever seen a Sea Dog in the wild?
I have not. Very elusive, apparently.
With the Yeti. You must hang out with big
places unseen. Runner goes now, and the pitch gets by Lobaton. He'll track it to the backstop. Gentry, who was breaking, has his 15th stolen base.
Well, Matt Moore, who had come into the ballgame only giving up 3 stolen bases, has given up 2 here tonight. Again, the high leg kick, Gentry off and running, but not even a play. That pitch was up and away. Right here, you'll see it, and Lobaton can't even get to it.
Two steals tonight for Texas. Strike at the knees, now 1-1. So it's turned out to be the battle for Matt Moore here in the early part of this game. A lot of pitches
for both of these starters.
Yep.
Darvish has struggled himself.
Darvish with the 40-pitch first inning. There's a strike. 1-2.
and he really got bailed out by that ground ball double play by Loney. You know, he was really struggling with his command, you know, in the bottom half of the third inning. But in a 3-1 count, Loney hit a ball hard, but it was right at Kinsler, and they were able to turn that double play. But both of these pitchers still trying to find their way.
Gentry attracting the attention of Moore, who steps back. Over foul. Both these pitchers, Darvish and Moore, in their own right, all-stars. In fact, Moore was selected to replace you, Darvish, on the All-Star team. His first selection, and pitched a perfect inning in the All-Star game. One ball, 2 strikes. Low. Blocked by Lobaton. A slow process for Moore here in the 4th. Up the right field line. Hard run by Joyce. It's going to be fouled and out of the reach of Matt, who braces himself against the low wall. And we'll see another 2-2 pitch. On the verge of the 20th pitch of this inning, and the count is full. So he's made a lot of pitches as we play in the 4th. Gentry at second after a leadoff infield hit to steal. And upstairs, Kinsler draws the walk. First and second with Elvis Andrus due up. So Jim Hickey in the dugout perched next to Joe Madden. And the Rays are going to get some action up in the bullpen.
Reluctantly, both of these managers, Ron Washington the previous inning, and now Joe Madden, hoping beyond hope that their starter can somehow figure it out and find the proper release point to get them back on track, but it has not happened, and the bullpens have been up early.
Andrus takes a strike. He's been on twice, once on an error. He homered in the 3rd. Runners break, and they are going to pilfer both bases on the double steal. Gentry to 3rd. Kinsler trailing into 2nd, and there was no throw. It's 4 stolen bases tonight for Texas.
And Matt, like again, he'd given up 3 coming into play. The Rangers being super aggressive. The one saving grace here for Matt Moore is, okay, just get the hitter Elvis Andrus, and this inning is over.
To the count. Chopper, deep short, long throw. safe at first, and both runs are going to score. Gentry scored, and on the long throw to first, Kinsler comes around to score. Andrus reaches on what is an infield hit, and it's suddenly 6-2.
Well, it was the chop. It was the chop by Andrus in the hole. So you've got to wait for this ball to come down and now get rid of it quickly. Escobar throws. Andrus is safe, and Loney waiting for the call. You see that foot is down. That was the right call. Loney showing Larry Vanover the glove that he got him. And 2 outs, everybody's running. They're all able to come around and score.
Now here's Rios taking a strike. So how about that? A chop to deep short. And the Rangers have been aggressive all night. They get 2 runs on what essentially is an infield hit on the chop. Liner into right. Joyce coming on. He got it. Matt reaching down on the run. Takes care of the sinking line drive from Rios to retire the side. 2-run score for Texas. Take a star on this one. 6-2 Texas. Darvish, who has struggled through the first 3, and the Rays are going to have to go to work against him and hope they can take advantage of his early struggles.
Well, he has shown no sign yet of coming out of it. Now, this 4th inning could be a different story, but look at the walks right there. 5 walks in 3 innings. He has given the Rays opportunities, and even on some of the outs, they've come in bad counts after he has shown loose command.
Kelly Johnson leads off against him. Comes out fouling the first pitch out of play for a strike.
You've got a guy whose pitch count is elevated, who has not shown the command that you're used to seeing from him. So you hope for more opportunities off Darvish, but if not, you should be getting into that bullpen pretty soon anyway.
Johnson fouls it back. 76 pitches, 2 pitches into the 4th inning for Darvish. Matt Moore just finished the 4th, and he's over 90 pitches. Well, 2.
That's why it's so important for that Rays dugout to stay upbeat. Guys encouraging each other, realize, listen, you're down by 4 runs, but that can be turned around quickly.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Long one down the right side. Is it fair? That's going to hook foul. Johnson making a bid. Well, after watching last night's game, anything could happen tonight, and we would not be surprised.
No, especially the way that this game has started.
Line drive, and that's off the mid, and Moreland up the right field side. A base hit for Kelly Johnson. Rays put the leadoff man on base. They've done that in every inning tonight so far against Yu Darvish.
Now again, Darvish trying to close out Kelly Johnson with a slider. He had taken one breaking down and in, hammered it foul. This one stays out over the plate, and he gets it over the leaping Mitch Moreland right off the glove and out into right field. Rays again, an opportunity here, leadoff runner aboard.
Desmond Jennings pops it up. Foul ball coming straight back. And that's caught in front of the screen. Soto making the grab. Jennings the first out. Bring up Lobaton. Lobaton struck out to end the first inning when the Rays scored both of their runs, and Darvish ran up 40 pitches. Upstairs. Roberto Hernandez and the Rays bullpen active. Two balls, no strikes. There's a 3-0 count on Lobaton. Continues to be a bit of a challenge for Darvish, and Blackley's back up in the bullpen. Second time he's been up tonight. That's a strike, 3-1.
Wait, that one he took off 3-4 miles an hour just to try to get it in the zone. That was almost a BP fastball for Darvish. Anything to get a strike.
Big cut and a foul ball on the fastball. Now the count is full. Ball four. Well, the Rays get another runner aboard. 2 men on with 1 out. 6 walks given up by Darvish. And here comes Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, for another visit. So they'll talk it over, and we'll remind you to take your favorite team with you wherever you go with the Rays messenger bag. Bag only available through the purchase of a Tampa Bay Times ticket tandem to a game against the Orioles starting tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow through the 23rd. Buy yours now before supplies run out. To purchase, visit RaysBaseball.com/tandems.
Well, Mike Maddox out to talk to Yu Darvish. That's 6 walks. That matches a season high. He's done that 1 time.
Yeah, that was, counting this one, 4 starts ago against Oakland. And he came back, walked only 1 against the Pirates on the 9th when he lost 1-0. Gave up just 1 walk against Oakland on the 14th when he lost 1-0. 6 in this game. And those 6 walks came in 5 innings against Oakland on the 4th of September. He's 1 out into the 4th inning and misses on the first pitch to Escobar. And he's walked 6 already tonight.
He's recorded 10 outs and he's walked 6 batters. The Rays need to cash in on him.
And there's ball 2.
And he's getting nothing close now. I mean, he is getting nothing from Tony Randazzo. That's a borderline pitch.
Chopper to short. Andrews Kinsler 1, first base 2. And for the 2nd straight inning, he gets a double play ball to get out of trouble. And we go to the 5th. It's 6-2 Texas. Just for men, mustache and beard, play like a champ. Some aggressive base running here for the Texas Rangers. They came into this game 2nd in the league in steals, and they've swiped 4 bases tonight, including the double steal.
This was a case of something has got to give. Matt Moore had only given up 3 on the season. Well, he doubled that up +1 tonight, and stolen bases have come back to haunt the Rays, because you see in that last case the double steal scored on the chopper in the hole, or Escobar the throw to Loney, and Andrews able to beat it out.
That's going to be it for Matt Moore. 93 pitches for Matt through 61 strikes, and gives way to Roberto Hernandez, making his 31st appearance.
Roberto Hernandez has the opportunity here to switch it up a little bit in this lineup, get that sinker changeup working. Obviously, being a starter most of the year, he's got some length in him, so if Joe Madden needs multiple innings, he can give him that.
First pitch to Adrian Beltre misses. 1 ball and no strikes.
And the Rays here still within striking distance, so it'll be up to Roberto Hernandez to be effective. If he's effective, he'll stay in.
High popper. Zobrist takes care of that. 1 gone in the 5th. Let's get an update now from Todd Callis.
Dwayne, at Fenway Park, John Lackey had a no-hitter, 1 out into the 7th inning. Boston leading 3-0. Lackey facing Adam Jones. Had walked a couple of batters, struck out 6. And Jones takes this one into the parking lot above the monster, deep into the night in Boston. 3-1 game, Boston leading, as Lackey now has a 1-hitter through 7. And Adam Jones has now 32 home runs and 103 RBIs, getting overshadowed by his teammate Chris Davis, but a pretty solid season for the Orioles center fielder, guys.
Yeah, that's a great 1-2 punch, to be sure. Here are the Rays in Texas battling it out for the American League wild card. The Rays up by 1 game on Texas, and the Rangers up in this game 6-2. Jeff Baker and Jim Adduci pinch hits for him against the right-hander. Adduci comes into the game. There's a strike. 1-1. It's a bunt attempt. Lobaton to the toss to first. Throws out Adduci.
Adduci did not get that ball far enough away from home plate, stemming from the fact that he had to reach across the plate, try to pull it with him. So he didn't get a lot of it, and Lobaton did a nice job of clearing enough space to get that throw to Loney, being a right-hander thrown against a runner running up the line.
You know, here's the difference in the game so far. The Rays have had opportunities against Darvish. It's 6-2. The Rays have had 2 runners caught stealing, and they've hit into 2 double plays. The Texas Rangers, on the other hand, have 4 steals, and they've hit 3 home runs, and they've taken advantage of situations. Scored 2 runs on the infield hit by Andrus in the 4th inning. So that's where we are. 2 outs into the top half of the 5th. A 2-0 count to Soto. 2-1. Moore gave up 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, walked 1, struck out 6. It's too close to Soto. Fastball that runs right in toward the right-handed hitter and out of the zone. Wesley Wright, the lefty. That's a strike, catching the corner. 2-2 to Soto. Rays have Zobrist up the middle from his second base spot. He's directly behind Hernandez. Big swing and a tapper foul. Back tomorrow with the Baltimore Orioles coming in. David Price makes the start. Jason Hamill's going to make the start for Baltimore. We'll be with you at 6:30. Tapper up the line. That's going to be foul. That'll force another 2-2 pitch to Soto.
Isn't the game tomorrow night, Friday night, the ticket takeover game? I think it is.
It is.
The ticket takeover.
That's right. That's it.
Let's hope that it's a big night. Big crowd night. It's loud in here. Get some life going on.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Final regular season series of the year. Soto draws the walk.
Yeah, tomorrow night's Oktoberfest too, Dwayne. But here's an interesting little fun fact. I did a little research on Oktoberfest, and Oktoberfest is actually celebrated during the month of September.
Yeah.
If you can believe that.
And why is that?
I don't know. I just know that that's because we were all kind of perplexed by the Oktoberfest on September the 20th.
Well, here's a question for you.
But that's the way they roll, man.
Oktoberfest, Octo, 8, is the 10th month of the year. It should be the 8th month of the year if it's October. How about research on that and see what we come up with?
How about a little September action, too?
Base hit by Gentry. Down to second goes Soto, and suddenly with 2 outs, Texas putting up a little bit of a threat. Oktoberfest is good at any time, however.
Oh, isn't it?
Gentry on for the second time. Gives him 2 for 3, and now Joey Butler.
Are we going to do the game later, Hosen?
I'm going to check to see if mine's back with the cleaners.
Pick mine up anytime after 5 today. So I'll get it tomorrow morning.
Okay, good. There's a strike on the outside part of the plate. The little tapper front of the plate. Lobaton with the throw to first retires Butler. No runs, a walk, a hit. 2 men left. Bottom of the 5th coming. 6-2 Texas. Honda dealers. Visit your Honda dealer for great lease and finance deals on fuel-efficient Hondas. By Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. When cancer strikes, strike back with CyberKnife. Available at Tampa Bay Radiation Oncology. And by Nissan. At Nissan's Bottom Line Sales Event. Choose a better way to drive and save. Shop ChooseNissan.com today. Long way to go in this one. The Rays are down 6-2. David DeJesus will open the bottom of the 5th. Darvish throws a strike. The Rays have put the leadoff man aboard in every inning, but only in the first have they scored. DeJesus hit by a pitch in the first, and the Rays turned that and a 2-out walk to Longoria into a run. But caught stealings and double plays have gotten away in subsequent innings. Strike 2 to DeJesus.
Yu Darvish is taking the phrase making a pitch when he needs to a new level, because his command has been, I mean, spotty at best. It's actually not been very good at all. But you're right, the Rays lose a couple base runners in stolen base situations, and then a couple ground ball double plays at inopportune times. Actually, I don't think there's an opportune time ever for a ground ball double play unless you're out on the mound. That's right. But you have a guy struggling badly like Darvish has been. A couple of sharp ground balls right at infielders.
Two and two, 6 walks, 3 hits.
You know, that pitch right there is a microcosm You know, you're trying to throw a fastball down in the zone in a 1-2 count. You know, that's fine. But, you know, you take the fastball, which is the pitch that you typically, most pitchers command the best, and he drops that thing in front of the plate.
And here is a quality pitcher.
One of the most dominating in the game.
Absolutely. And another full count. He misses with a slider. So it's 3-2. Leads the major leagues in strikeouts.
That breakout, almost 50-50.
95 pitches right now. And DeJesus could not check. He's out on the slider. Third strikeout for Darvish.
You know, after the first inning or so, the Rays have really done a nice job of not chasing Darvish out of the zone. They have been able to hold up on that pitch, take their walks, and right here, David DeJesus just a little bit too far. Frustrating.
Yeah, it's been that kind of night for the Rays lineup with all these opportunities. Ben Zobrist up here. And the pitch is in there. It's a strike call. The left-hander, Robbie Ross, in the bullpen. On to the backstop. Josh Lukey up in the Rays bullpen. More work for Roberto Hernandez in the game and worked through the fifth. And a pitch wide. 2-1. Boy, it's been one of those nights.
I mean, this is frustrating.
Yep.
It's frustrating if you're Darvish, even more so. Just cannot find that release point to get anything in the zone consistently with any of his pitches. They're all over.
And now another ground ball. Zobrist is out 4-3.
And that's what's been frustrating on the other end.
Yep.
This Rays lineup has not been able to capitalize on the command issues of Darvish.
Look at that, 100 pitches. 52 for strikes. Now Matt Joyce on Washington along with his bench coach Jackie Moore. Chopper, foul ball. Those two guys, Washington and Moore, happy to see their lineup be as aggressive as it has been. Play that kind of baseball. And it's been difficult for them watching Darvish because he has not had command at all. There's that slow breaking ball, and he got that one in below 60. Talked about that earlier. That one was clocked at 59.
Giving everything a try. I think that with Ron Washington and Jackie Moore in this ball game, figured runs were going to be tough to come by. They were going to be bound and determined that if they had base runners, they were going to be aggressive. Because coming in, you say, well, Matt Moore does a nice job controlling the running game, but at the same time, Matt Moore's not easy to sit back on and put together 2, 3, 4 hits in an inning. And so, you know, and maybe also just to infuse some life into this team. You know, this Texas team through 3 games outside of a burst in game number 2 early on has been pretty lifeless.
Check swing. Third base side. That's going to stay fair. No play for Beltre. And there's a base hit for Matt Joyce. Just fair up the line.
You'll take it.
Yes, and let's see what happens now with Longoria coming up. You know, if he can pop one, then you start to cook with gas.
Yes. And Matt Moore, it's been a struggle here in September, so you'll take anything you can get, even if it is a half check swing here. You placed it perfectly, and maybe this is what A, gets Matt Joyce going, and B, maybe gets the Rays right back into this game in a big way.
Evan has walked and popped out. The pitch is too high with a fastball. The Rangers just trying to get Darvish through 5. And the curveball is in. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he picks up strike 2 on the edge. Slider.
Can't place him much better than that right there. 2 in a row.
Two-out base runner at first, Matt Joyce. 1-2 to Longoria, and a ground ball up the middle. Base hit into center. First hit for Longoria tonight, on for the second time. Sent a fastball into center field.
I'll tell you what, Texas Rangers, Ron Washington, Mike Maddox are trying everything they can do to nurse Darvish through 5 innings. I think this is going to be it for him if he's able to get through it. But Evan Longoria, after those 2 nasty sliders to the corner, not fooled by the heater here, and he gets on top of one up in the zone and hammers it back up the middle to extend this inning for the Rays.
It's been a busy evening for Maddox, making trips back and forth.
Mitch Moreland and Evan Longoria down there chatting about how clean and crisp this game has been.
And James Loney will be the next hitter for the Rays. Actually, what they were discussing, not necessarily how crisp it's been, but why October is the 10th month and not the 8th. And we have information on that. We'll get that passed along here in just a little bit.
A little bit of a teaser.
Yeah. You don't want to miss that. Lonnie, our statistician, has been hard at work. He is a historian of the game of baseball, but life in general. So more to come on that. There's James Loney. Loney sends one into center. Gentry freezes out there and makes the catch. And the Rays threaten with 2 outs, but leave 2. We're through 5. 6-2 Texas. came back with a couple in the first. James Loney's double scored a run, and Desmond Jennings walked with the bases loaded to give the Rays a 2-1 lead. Mitch Moreland tied it in the third with a leadoff home run. Elvis Andrus belted one out, and so did Alex Rios back-to-back. That capped a 3-run inning. In the second inning, 2 runs scored on the infield hit by Elvis Andrus on a close play at first. Both Gentry, who was at third, and Kinsler, who was at second, scored. Rays have had some threats. And it's 6-2 Texas. The Rays have been unable to score since the first. Caught stealings, double plays, and a couple of men left on with 2 outs in the fifth. The story of the Rays offense beyond the first. Josh Lukey is the new pitcher. Mitch Moreland at the plate. Lukey's pitch is a fastball outside. 1-0. Lukey with a strong arm, no question about that. Commanding his pitches. Another story to this point.
You can see the story there. 23 strikeouts in a little over 18 innings, but 12 walks to go along with.
So it's 2-0.
He could get that command under control. And that's the story with a lot of guys. There's a lot of really good arms out there. It's the command issue that holds them back from really reaching their full potential.
It's the age-old story of that great arm and waiting and hoping and attempting to develop the command to put it all together. Line drive, base hit. That's the other thing. Without the command, when you fall behind and have to come in even at 96, that pitch was 96 miles per hour, and Moreland shot it right back into center.
You end up becoming predictable, and you try to get that ball inside. They want to keep Moreland from getting his arms extended, but even that was a strike, but that was a poorly commanded strike, and it allowed Moreland to get extension, and he shot that ball right back up the middle.
Top of the order, Ian Kinsler here in the 6th inning, batting for the 4th time in this game. Officially 0 for 2. He walked in the 4th inning when he eventually scored. And the first pitch strike on a breaking ball. One and one to count. Out of play. Another breaking ball. It's 1-2. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game. Brought to you by Miller Lite. Ian Kinsler is the hitter. And he sends a base hit into left. First 2 men are aboard here in the 6th inning against Lukey. Moreland stopping at second. And Texas now with 10 hits in the game.
Well, now it's the Texas lineup turn to continue to keep the pressure on the Rays pitching staff. Not content with a 4-run lead. You know that anything can happen. That's the way this series has gone. So continuing to put quality at bats on Rays pitching. And here are the first 2 men aboard in the 6th.
Elvis Andrus has had a busy evening. Andrus has driven in 3 runs, has scored twice. And defensively, he's been in the middle of 2 double plays. Bats with 2 men on and 1 out. 1 strike after the foul ball. Andrus has been hot over the last 2 weeks plus. This pitch bounding away, but not far enough to give anyone an opportunity to advance. The count is 1-1. Andrus came into the game hitting .271. That up from the mid 250s over the last 2.5 weeks. Officially 2 for 3 tonight. Bounds it back. Now 1-2. It was Andrus who last night in the 11th inning scored from first on the base hit by Beltre, which at the time gave the Texas Rangers a 3-2 lead over the Rays. The Rays tied it in the bottom of the 11th and won it in the 12th. Walked again by Lobaton. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rays and the Rangers battling it out here. 3-3 in the season series. The Rays off to a 2-1 lead and now trail 6-2. Full count on a pitch down. A couple of splits in the latest sequence. Two. Ground ball shortstop. Escobar will take it to Zobrist over to first. Gonna get the double play. 6-4-3. Moreland advances to third. And the double play erases Kinsler.
Take that.
Right back at you.
Yeah. I mean, too many times we've seen the Rays do that tonight. And able to turn it around here. A little 6-4-3 action. Nice job by Escobar to that low flip to Zobrist, put a little something on it, knowing that Andrus is running.
So with Moreland at third, 2 gone, Alex Rios becomes the hitter for Texas. Boy, this series has had its ebbs and flows, and at times some of these games have seemed to just come to a grinding halt, and then there are other times when there are a lot of surprises back and forth. Last night's game, prime example of that.
Yeah, last night was a 4+ hour game, 12 innings. Didn't seem like it.
No.
Because there was a lot going on. You were into it. It was exciting. It seemed like every turn there was something else popping out at you. And then there's been other moments where you feel like you're on a glacier.
Two 2-0 the count. Into right center field. Joyce over there, though, makes the catch. And the top of the 6th inning is over. A couple hits, no runs. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It's 6-2 Texas. Performance presented by Volkswagen, and this starting matchup did not turn out quite to be what we thought it might be.
Not even close. Not even close. You figured this was going to be a very low-scoring, quick-moving game with these two guys on the mound, but it was a struggle for both of them. You see Darvish ending up with more walks than strikeouts.
Robbie Ross, the new pitcher, the lefty, and he comes in with a fastball to get it by Kelly Johnson. Strike one.
Ron Washington going to try and piece it together from here with that bullpen. But you know, Dwayne, you go back to that first inning where the Rays were able to score 2 runs. They had the bases loaded, and you make the observation right now you got a guy out there wobbling. You've got an opportunity, and you really need to cash in right now in hopes that he doesn't find it. Robbie Rouse makes quick work here of Kelly Johnson. Well, here's the deal. He never did find it.
Yep.
But the Rays were never able to pin him down after that. He remained elusive of not getting into trouble, but having the Rays cash in on it, getting some big double play balls, some throw out at second base, got out of that bases loaded situation in the first with just the 2 runs given up, and he ends up going out here with an opportunity to win this game.
Well, the Rays had the leadoff man on in the first 4 innings, but 2 caught stealings in the second, double plays in the 3rd and 4th innings, just thwarted any attempt the Rays made to put an inning together.
I mean, think about this. If you would have said, okay, Darvish is going to go throw 5 innings, he's going to give up 5 hits, walk 6, and hit a batter. He's going to give you 12 base runners, and you're going to have the leadoff man on base every inning for the first 4. 2 runs was your starting point. You'd be up 5, 6, 7 runs that you'd say that you'd get off him, but you know, he was able to come back and make pitches when he needed to, and a lot of times when he needed to and when he made the pitch, he was behind in the count 3-1, 2-1. Frustrating night.
Well, the Rays deal with the Texas bullpen, and the left-hander Robbie Ross. Ross out of Nicholasville, Kentucky. His home in Lexington.
Is that the home of Gary?
It must be. Foul ball out of play. 2 of our favorite towns, Nicholasville, Kentucky, and Gary, Indiana. Ross hails from Kentucky. He was all set to go to the University of Kentucky and was drafted by Texas. Then he picks up his second straight strikeout. Jennings out on strikes. Well, we've seen the fastball slider combination here from Ross.
Yeah, Robbie Ross has come in here and contrary to what Darvish had, has been very sharp. Although again, he's able to pitch through that. That goes to show you too the quality of pitcher of Darvish. There aren't too many pitchers that could have taken out to the mound what he had tonight as far as lack of command and gotten anywhere near 5 innings.
Here's the first pitch strike into Lobaton.
I mean, he really just struggled throughout, and a lesser pitcher, 2 1/3, 3, not going to be even afforded the opportunity to get 5 in.
1-1. Out off the front of the Rays dugout. Sent some guys ducking and covering up. Nelman Young protecting Jennings. That's a teammate.
Got your back, you got mine. That's him. He did.
Swing and a miss. Lobaton swings through a fastball, and Ross strikes out the side. 6-2 Texas.
The Baltimore Orioles and Boston Red Sox. Orioles are in town tomorrow for the first of 4. Obviously a big series as both teams are chasing a wild card spot. Buck Showalter looking on. Adam Jones hit a home run earlier in this game against John Lackey. Lackey trying to go the distance. His 113th pitch is sent into right field. And Lackey ends up with a complete game tonight as the Red Sox win it 3-1. Stephen Drew a 2-run home run early in that game for Boston. So the Red Sox have clinched a playoff berth. They are still with a magic number of 2 away from clinching the AL East. And Baltimore will come into town, guys, no closer than 2 games behind the Rays after tonight's loss. Back to you.
All right, thank you for the update on the Boston-Baltimore contest. Here, the Rays are down by 4 runs as we go to the 7th inning. Josh Lukey to start his 2nd inning in relief, facing Adrian Beltre. Breaking pitch misses. Rays started this night the game up on Texas in the wild card race. Texas takes their lead into the 7th. 1-1. Matt Moore worked 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, 5 earned. Darvish made 109 pitches through 5, walked 6, Gave up 5 hits and just the 2 runs in the first. All the Rays could get off him on a night when he really struggled with command. 1-2 now. Big cut by Beltre. Shot toward the corner. One hop and against the low wall. Kicks out to DeJesus. Beltre's on with a leadoff double. It's his 29th double of the year. And the 11th hit garnered by Texas tonight.
Well, this breaking ball here by Lukey just hangs up in the middle of the plate, and Beltre able to get out around it and hammer that ball down into the corner. Lukey had gotten ahead of him with a couple of very nice pitches. Good breaking ball to the outside corner, a strong fastball to the outside corner, but trying to put him away. Pitch hangs and a runner in scoring position.
Cesar Ramos now up in the bullpen for the Rays. Jim Adduci. Pitch is high. Adduci, the DH, after pinch hitting for Baker. Tried to put down a bunt in the 5th inning in that role and was thrown out. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Adduci takes it down. 2-1. Hear the rain outside.
I do hear the rain outside, and I took a look at the radar, Dwayne, and it looks like there's one storm over the state of Florida, and it's right over the Trop right now.
So it's not over the entire state, just over the top.
Yeah,
here.
There's something else down Miami way, but that doesn't really count.
Yeah.
There's one storm in the state of Florida, and it's sitting right over the Trop.
2-2 to Adduci. And that's the outside view with the rain here outside the Trop. Well, the one spot where there is rain, we're indoors.
Thank goodness.
Hopped up. Headed towards shallow center. Escobar makes the catch. That's the first out. By the way, we found out a couple of things. October, as we know, should be the 8th month, and it was under the old Roman calendar. Lonnie, our statistician, made sure that we knew. We all went to the Gregorian calendar, and October became the 10th month, but retained its old name. And that's why there is that discrepancy. A misnomer, if you will.
And I will.
And you found out more.
On Oktoberfest. I did. It may be a little bit long.
Like Soto's swing right there, strike one.
A little bit long-winded, nothing new for me. However, it goes back into the 1800s. The German, Germany in their beer before refrigeration, and they would make their beer, and they would make it into March. That would be the last batch that was made.
Yep.
And it would have higher alcohol content to serve as a preservative. And as they got down into the very end of September into the first week of October, they would have a fest in order to drink all of the old beer to get rid of the old batches in anticipation of the new batches of beer being made after the harvest.
So they're drinking
September.
Well-aged beer through the summer to unleash it there for Oktoberfest.
Yes, they had to create room for what was going to be harvested in September and starting to be brewed and batched in
October. Like the cycle of life. High fly ball. Down the right side, foul. Long run by Matt Joyce. Great effort by Joyce. Sliding toward the bullpen bench and coming up just a bit short. So great try by Matt Joyce over there in right field.
A lot of traffic down in there. Come up just a little bit short. Almost looked like he didn't know how close he was to his teammates in the bench over there.
Runner at second, Beltre. Lukey's 1-2 to Soto. Outside, 2-2.
That's one of the toughest things in this ballpark when you're racing for a ball that far and trying to realize where you're at. That's where you almost have to go out and measure off steps and get a feel for what's in your peripheral vision.
Yeah, because you don't want to take a peek at where you're going.
No, you can't take your eye off the ball here
right.
at this roof. So if you peek down to see where guys are, you may not find that ball again.
Upstairs, fastball mid-90s. Full count. That storm has really found the trop now.
Oh, yes, it has. Yes, it has.
Three-two, strike three called in the upper reaches of the zone. Soto called out by Tony Randazzo.
Well, the breaking ball right here freezes Soto, and you can see it's at the top of the zone, a little bit taller than Soto may have liked. But you see he's down in that crouch, takes it, plenty of plate right at the top of the zone, out 2.
It's Greg Gentry. He has a couple hits in this game, 2 for 3. A couple steals and a run scored. He got the start tonight against the left-hander Matt Moore. A 1-strike count to Gentry. 0-2. Rays have been out hit. 11-5. It's really coming down outside now.
Well, the storm colors on the map, Wayne, were part yellow and part red. I'm assuming that red is over top of us right now.
Okay, I would say that's consistent with what we're seeing. Fly ball lifted toward left center field. Long run to Jesus. Can't get there. Run's going to score. Jennings makes the pickup. Beltre crosses the plate on the single by Gentry. His 3rd hit. And the Rangers have their 7th run of the game.
Frustrating is the word of the night. I mean, this ball hung up seemingly forever, but look where the outfielders are and how far they've got to come. And that ball's still not even in the picture yet, and it's able to sneak under the glove of DeJesus. Great effort in trying to get there, but it was just hit in the perfect spot. I mean, if he hits that a foot further, this inning's over.
Joey Butler, the left fielder, fouls this one out of play for a strike. 7 runs, 12 hits for Texas. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Rays. Up the right side, again out of play. 2 strikes. Right-hander Soria cots the left-hander. been active in this series. There goes the runner. The pitch is down and the throw is not in time. Gentry steals his third base of the night. The Rangers have 5 stolen bases.
Boy, he was leaning, takes off the good jump and able to get in safely regardless of whether Zobrist is able to hold on to that ball or not.
So Gentry's now 17 out of 20 in stolen bases.
Well, Texas came ready to play tonight. No question about it. Aggressive all around.
Swing and a miss. Butler strikes out on the high fastball. 1 run scores. 7th inning stretch time. 7-2 Texas. Here's your chance to win a jersey right off the player's back and other great prizes at Rays home games starting tomorrow through the 23rd during the annual Shirts Off Our Backs fundraiser. All proceeds benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation. So for more details, visit raysbaseball.com/community. Yunel Escobar will open the bottom of the 7th inning. Couple defensive switches. First pitch hit on the ground to third, and a nice play by Beltre to get Escobar for the first out in the 7th inning. Changes in the outfield alignment. Craig Gentry goes over to play left field, and Leonis Martin in the game now in center here in the 7th. Robbie Ross has faced 4 men. He's retired them all. Sean Rodriguez will come off the bench to pinch hit for David DeJesus. So DeJesus 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run, and now Rodriguez hits in his place against the left-hander. Pitch is a strike. It's 1-1. Hot shot foul down the bullpen side. Well, Ross has come into this game and done what Darvish had a difficult time doing. Ross pouring strikes in there. 2-2 the count.
Well, he has done a nice job since coming in relief from Darvish.
It's out of play. The count holds at 2-2.
And that's all you want. I mean, if you're Ron Washington, Mike Maddox, the way that the innings with Darvish out on the mound, I mean, just roller coaster rides. He's able to get through 5. You have the lead. You go to your bullpen, and you're just hoping for what Ross has been able to do so far. Working quickly, throwing a lot of strikes.
Well, Texas started this day a game back of the Rays in the wild card race. And while the Rays will be home against Baltimore, Texas will go play Kansas City in a 3-game series. Then the Rangers go home against Houston and the Angels to wrap up the regular season. The Rays, after the Baltimore series, which by the way extends through Monday afternoon here, the Rays will then go to New York to play the Yankees and close the regular season on the road in Toronto. Well, this has all the earmarks of going right down to the wire. Good one team with a big victory one night, and then things don't work out quite the way they planned the next night. That's been the story of the Rays.
Been the story of this series.
Yep.
Both of these teams.
Roller to short. Andrus makes the perfect throw to first. Rodriguez out number 2. Here's Ben Zobrist. One ball, no strikes. Broken bat. That ball is foul. The barrel end of the bat is fair. Well, that barrel end wound up out between short and third. The count goes to 1-1 on Zobrist. Take a look at this. Zobrist left with nothing but the handle.
Could be a
bat
useful
go.
tool.
He lifts it into center. It's Martin waiting, and the Rays are finished in the 7th. On to inning 8 from the Trop. 7-2 Texas. Inside Tropicana Field, we go to the 8th with Texas leading the Rays 7-2. Rays led 2-1 at the end of an inning, and then Texas scored 3 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 1 in the 7th. Mitch Moreland opens the 8th with Josh Lukey out there. 1 ball, no strikes. John Rodriguez stays on to play left. Two balls, no strikes. Hot shot liner into right. Well, Moreland came into this series cold. He's going to leave town hot. He's 3 for 4 tonight.
Yes, he is. He is swinging a very good bat. He's had a couple of doubles up the right field line, 1 up the left field line, a home run tonight deep into left center field. You see that swing. Everything is in sync, good balance. And you're right. He is really starting to heat up for this Ranger lineup. And that's what they have been looking for, this streak that they've been on, trouble scoring runs consistently.
They really feel that their lineup has been limited to 4 or 5 hitters who have been productive. And during their downturn, that's been a major issue with this team.
Oh, they're 4 and 14 in their last 18 games coming into play tonight, and averaging in the low 3s. 3.1, 3.2 runs a game. It's tough to win, especially when the starters really haven't been getting the job done.
Ground ball up the middle and a base hit into center for Kinsler. That pushes Moreland up to second. 2 men on with nobody out.
Here's another guy that's starting to heat up just a little bit. Hitting for some power. We've seen him take some base hits the other way. He was robbed in the first inning tonight by Zobrist. Here back up the middle. I'll tell you what, this Ranger team is going to leave here St. Petersburg and take off to go play the Kansas City Royals, their last road stop of the year, and that's a team that they've really handled. Kansas City has played well against, obviously they've owned the Rays this year, but that's one team that Texas has had their way with.
Andrews takes a strike. Well, including the action tonight, here's the breakout. Texas, Kansas City, Houston, and LA, and the Indians have the Astros, the White Sox, and the Twins left. Rays will play host to the Orioles, who then go home to play the Blue Jays and the Red Sox.
Houston's giving Cleveland all they can handle tonight in the 10th inning, tie ball game.
There you are. Astros batting in the 10th right now. Two balls and a strike. Foul ball off a fastball back into the screen. 2 men on with nobody out here in the 8th. The Rays had intentions and hopes of winning 3 out of 4 from Texas. They've taken the first 2 games, or 2 out of the first 3 games, and they trail in game 4. Rays and the Rangers came into this game in their season series 3-3. 2. Pop up. That will carry into the stands. First base side. Matt Moore worked 4. Roberto Hernandez 1. And Lukey out here in his 3rd inning. He gave up a couple of hits, no runs in the 6th. A couple of hits and a run in the 7th inning. And now surrendering back-to-back hits to Moreland and Kinsler to open the 8th. It's 2-2 with Andrus. Fouls it again.
Josh Lukey getting an extended opportunity here tonight. Tough finding spots for Josh. That's what happens this time of year. A lot of guys down in that bullpen, and of course Joe Madden has his select guys he likes to use at the end of a ball game. You start getting some good starts by your starters. Doesn't leave a whole lot of outs and innings left.
Chop foul by Andrus. Just looking back over the season series and how even it is this year again, 3-3 right now, and Texas up in this one late. But the Rays and the Rangers have gone 12-12 in the regular season since 2012. 12 or 11. So 2011, 12, and now 13. They've been 12-12 in the series inside the season. And into this one, 3-3. Talk about that Houston-Cleveland game in the 10th inning. The Astros got a leadoff double in the 10th inning, and the Indians pulled the pick off.
Come on.
There's a pinch runner. Good pitch in on Andrus, and he fouls it, so he extends this at bat. It's 10 pitches here to Andrus. Nobody out with runners at first and second. I think it got Lobaton on the bare hand. So the plate umpire Tony Randazzo gave him a little extra time. Randazzo swept off the plate. Now we're ready to go again. Chopper, foul ball one more time. Rays have been out hit 14-5. And so often it seems this is the way it turns out. You miss opportunities early, and the Rays had a lot of them against Hugh Darvish, who was not sharp at all.
No.
But he got off the hook a number of times. And you look up and the game has not gone the way you would like at all. It's a breaking ball that stayed up and in for ball 3. So this will be the 13th pitch of this at bat. Pops him up. Zobrist on the infield pop does the formality of making the catch. So that's the first out here in the 8th inning. And Joe Madden comes out. He's had the left-hander Ramos ready in the bullpen, and Lukey has had an extended performance tonight. So we'll have another Metro PCS call to the bullpen. And here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live. The pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. David Price and Jason Hamill, the pitching matchup. Orestes will break down Chris Davis, Crush Davis nowadays. And the wild card race schedule broken down as well. All of that prior to the Rays opening the 4-game series against the Baltimore Orioles. Cesar Ramos will face Alex Rios here in the 8th with 2 on and 1 out. Pitch is a strike. Rios part of the 3 home run barrage back in the 3rd inning that came against Matt Moore, when Moreland, Andrus, and Rios hit 3 home runs in the inning. Zobrist into the outfield for this one. Be out number 2.
Did you see, Dwayne, that after the Dodgers clinched tonight, that they all, had their celebration going on for a little while, then they took off across the field?
Yes.
And they took a dip in Arizona's pool.
They did, did they now?
Yeah. I don't think Willie Bloomquist was a big fan of that at all.
Wow.
And he had some choice words.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Taking it outside the clubhouse now into the Arizona pool.
Wow.
That's aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've had a little flare up earlier anyway.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the bad blood, something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
On both ends.
Here's an unusual intentional walk with Moreland at second and Kinsler at first. Beltre is going to get the intentional walk with a left-handed bat of Adduci due up. So this will load the bases. And Ramos will then face Jim Adduci. Beltre had led off the 7th with a double and scored a run. So there were words exchanged about the celebration.
No.
Comments made?
Comments made.
Okay.
Yep. Comments made after the fact. I think classless was
I got
used.
you. Yep.
A lot of veteran players not real happy with it.
No one really minded a few years ago when Todd Callis was out there when we visited Arizona. He perused the pool area. They liked that. They were very accommodating. That's the difference in people. Todd always welcome wherever he goes.
He just has that face.
Yep. There's a strike to Adduci.
Inviting.
Yep.
Can break down any barriers. Got to be a diplomat.
Anything he wants to be, he can be. Little tapper, right side. Zobrist with the toss to first. No runs score. The bases left loaded. Bottom of the 8th. Coming up, 7-2 Texas. and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning, and Tim Beckham has just been announced to pinch hit for Matt Joyce, on the verge of making his major league debut, and Ron Washington's going to make him wait just a bit longer. Washington going to come out to make a pitching change, so we'll be back in just a moment. Metro CS call to the bullpen. Called upon to pinch hit for Matt Joyce, and he faces right-hander Tanner Scheppers. First pitch is a strike.
And not the easiest of assignments. You see Tim Beckham's numbers at Durham AAA. Big moment for him.
Beckham, the first overall pick in the 2008 June draft. Just that 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Count is 0-2.
See, trying to get that front leg down in time to be able to get to that 98. That elevation makes it difficult.
Played a lot at shortstop for the Durham Bulls this year. Began the year at second base. That one at 99, and he takes it a little wide.
Well-defined strike zone.
That's right.
Not going to go out of the zone.
Beckham, 23 years old. And a ground ball. There it is, a base hit. Beckham with his first big league hit and his first big league at bat. Congratulations to Tim Beckham. There you go. So leadoff single for Beckham against the hard-throwing right-hander Tanner Scheppers.
Yeah, it was not going to be an easy assignment, but he goes up, gets his fastball up and away. And with 2 strikes, he finds a hole on the right side. You better believe he's excited.
So Beckham is aboard at first. Pitch to Evan Longoria inside. Beckham not only picking up his first major league hit, but the Rays pick up their first base runner since the 5th when Longoria singled with 2 outs in that inning. There's a strike. Breaking pitch. Longoria ground ball third. Beltre to second, one. First base, two. And the Rays hit into another double play. That's what really killed their opportunities with Darvish in the game back in the third and fourth innings.
Well, think about this. This is the third ground ball double play that they've hit into tonight. So with 3 ground balls, you're getting 6 outs if you're the Rangers, 3 extra outs, and then the 2 stolen base attempts that were thwarted. That's 5 outs. Basically on the base paths. 5 extra outs, almost 2 innings worth.
And now Loney lifts a popper into shallow left. Gentry's there and makes the catch, and just like that, the Rays' 8th is over. We head into the 9th. 7-2 Texas. First major league hit, just like we promised earlier in the game. It's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And here's a look at that first hit off the bat of Tim Beckham.
Tim Beckham thinking he's going to face Robbie Ross. Instead gets the hard-throwing Tanner Sheppers, and no worries. There it is. I'll go to a special place.
Well, that's really great. The young man stays on to play shortstop. Sam Fold in the game in right. Ramos delivers his first pitch here to Giovanni Soto, and the pitch is upstairs. There's Beckham replacing Escobar at shortstop. High shot back into deep left. Rodriguez all the way to the wall, and that one's out of here. Soto connects for the 8th time this year, and it's 8-2. Well, the Rays missing opportunities early, and Texas taking control thereafter.
Well, and the Rays were beat with a long ball tonight, the stolen base. Texas brought it all tonight offensively. That's their 8th run of the ball game by number 8.
4 home runs and 5 stolen bases for Texas tonight.
They've got everything covered, both ends of the spectrum.
Gentry takes a pitch outside. A 15-hit attack.
Yeah, you did.
It's 1-1.
At least I'm in person. I can show my. I did not. Oh my gosh. I was afraid to ask.
2-1 the count. Ramos, the fourth Rays pitcher of this game. They utilized 8 pitchers in the game last night and 7 in the game here Tuesday. 3-1 to Gentry. Count goes full. High drive, right center field. Extra bases. Gentry around second. Heads to third and makes it easily. Well, Gentry has a 4-hit night, picking up his 4th triple.
When he was moving too on the base paths, that line drive the other way into right center field, and he was almost at third by the time the Rays got this ball into the cutoff man. It's an easy triple.
Leonis Martin bats now after taking over in left field. Actually took over in center field in the spot of the left fielder Butler in the order. Infield in, and the pitch is a strike. So Martin hits for the first time in this game. A home run and a triple to open the 9th. Strike 2. A big cut to miss. He's out on strikes. First out here in the 9th. Time to check in with Todd.
Glenn, in our AT&T Twitter poll question of the night, we asked you about the best left side of the infield defense in the American League, and here are your choices. You got the Baltimore Orioles are in town tomorrow with J.J. Hardy at short, and that guy Manny Machado at third. That's hashtag TB1. How about the Rays combo? Evan Longoria, Gold Glover. Yunel Escobar, Joe Madden thinks should be a Gold Glover this year. Hashtag TB2. Hashtag TB3, Adrian Beltre. Also Elvis Andrews or hashtag TB4 other. Tweet your votes to @SunSportsRays. We'll have the results in the Rays Live postgame show presented by Checkers. Also after the game, as Caesar delivers this pitch to Mitch Moreland, we will have interviews from the Rays clubhouse with Kelly Nash. We'll hear Joe Madden's press conference. We will recap this one and bring you highlights of both the Red Sox and the Orioles. And if that Cleveland game ends with the Astros, we'll have highlights of that as well, guys.
All right, thank you. There's a lot going on in that Cleveland game at extra innings. In the bottom of the 11th last time, we took a peek over there. Pitch fouled out of play by Moreland.
They were showing the highlights of the left side of the infield. That play by Beltre when he was playing in and dove that play. You remember that. That was Desmond Jennings leading off a ball game, and he makes that play right out of the gate. Playing in. Perhaps a bunt. Desmond rips one up the line. I'll tell you what, it's a lot of publicity and a lot of renown because of his bat. But I'll tell you, he can play some serious defense.
Yes, he can. 2-1. We've had him this series, and as Todd mentioned, we'll have Machado coming in. He's fun to watch too, Manny Machado.
So athletic. For a third baseman.
2-2 the count. Moreland cut the miss. Well, it'll all begins our coverage tomorrow at 6:30. First game of the 4-game series with the Baltimore Orioles. Jason Hamill and David Price. Swing and a miss. Moreland out on strikes. Ramos picks up his second straight strikeout. Moore had 6, Lukey 2, and now Ramos 2. We go to the top of the order, Ian Kinsler. Kinsler's been on base 3 consecutive times. Started the night 0 for 2. Takes a strike. He was retired on a very good play to open the game by Zobrist that hit the ball deep to left and on the track. DeJesus made a catch on him in left field in the 3rd. Then he walked, stole a base, and scored in the 4th. Singled in the 6th and a single in the 8th. So this Texas offense showing signs of returning to what Ron Washington had expected them to be. 8 runs, 16 hits tonight.
And the point that you made earlier, the 4 home runs, 5 stolen bases, such a dynamic offense. Can do a lot of different things, and that's why it was so perplexing. They had struggled for such a long period of time scoring runs because they can do it many different ways. You know, you go into a home run drought, which they had gone into before they came in here to Tropicana Field. We'll get some guys on base. You can move them, you can steal, hit, and run. A lot of different options, but nothing was working.
You know, that was the thing about the Rays when they went into their stretch where they couldn't score runs. Perplexing on a couple of fronts. Number one, they had been so spread out with their offense top to bottom, and to have it all just not be able to score runs. But during that time they were getting a lot of men on base, so they were figuring out how to hit, walk, and get guys in position to score. Kinsler walks here, 1st and 3rd now, but they just couldn't deliver the hit to get those runs home, and it was like that day after day, and there for a stretch, a month-long problem for the Rays trying to jumpstart their offense.
Well, and then as it starts to take up, you go a week, you go 2 weeks, you get into that kind of a time frame, guys start to press, guys start to try to do too much, guys start to hit a 3-run homer with nobody on base. You do get up there in a situation in 2nd and 3rd and 1 out, and you're so anxious to drive those runs in that all of a sudden you become a little bit undisciplined at the plate. Maybe you chase a pitch you normally wouldn't. You pop it up in the infield. A lot of things have gone wrong, and that's why anytime you're struggling like that, whether it be a pitcher or a hitter, the best thing that you can do is have a game plan, a clear-cut game plan on what you want to accomplish according to the situation when you go to the mound or you go to the batter's box. And then the key is to stay disciplined within that.
That ball turns out to be foul. Took a couple little strange hops on the way down to first. It's 1-1. Yeah, therein is the mental challenge to develop the game plan and then stay with it.
That's it. But it all starts with the foundation of, okay, here it is. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. So-and-so's on the mound. This is what he features. This is what I'm going to look for. And that's how it starts. And then you've got to go up there and be disciplined within that approach to try to wait for the pitch that you want. You know, you may want the fastball with it elevated. Then you go up there, you get the fastball, you go out there after it. Well, it's down around, the knees or below. You hit a little chopper, infield pulled in.
Yep.
The objective was not achieved. Everybody at this level is gifted physically, or they wouldn't be here. They're the best players in the world, but what separates a lot of times is, the mind, the mental aspect, being able to slow things down when the game is actually speeding up.
You organize a situation and make it work for you as opposed to letting the situation
work you.
That's exactly right. Fly ball to center off the bat of Andrus. Desmond Jennings makes the catch. 1 run came on the leadoff home run. 2 left. Bottom of the 9th coming. 8-2 Texas. Rangers lead the Rays 8-2. Nathan pitched Tuesday, pitched last night, and is in there tonight in this 6-run game.
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. There was a time there where he, did not pitch because of the losing streak, the homestand where they were 0-6. But 3rd straight night with a 6-run lead. You're telling me there's nobody down in that bullpen that can protect a 6-run lead, and you've got to use your closer for the 3rd straight night. Oh, by the way, going right into Kansas City to play tomorrow night, where you may need him in a 1-run game.
Yep.
Boy, oh boy.
Kelly Johnson into strike. Well, 29 pitches last night, 11 the night before.
And you can erase those first 5 days. It's 3 nights in a row. With a 6-run lead, you've got Neftali Feliz. You got a lot of guys down there that can finish this thing off. But hey, you know what, Dwayne? Not our problem.
That's right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's almost a situation where if you didn't know better, you'd think something happened, that Joe Madden maneuvered this to take place.
Yeah. I mean, well, when we looked out there, when he took the mound in between innings, we're both looking at each other like, okay, time. Are you seeing the same thing that I'm seeing?
Yeah.
Why is he out there?
Because right now, as the Rays battle for a wild card spot in the lead, this is the team right now that they're concerned with. They got a couple others in there as well. Swing and a miss, and Kelly Johnson's out on strikes. The Cleveland Indians have just won their game. This came in the bottom of the 11th inning. Matt Carson with a base hit, and the Indians win their game over Houston.
Boy, Houston gave them everything that they could handle. A 2-1 ball game, and they went 11. Hard fought. The Indians prevailed.
Here, the first pitch to Jennings is a strike. We can see if this one holds up, and the Rays are down to their final 2 outs, down 8-2. And it's popped up. Foul ball in pursuit, Moreland, and the first baseman Moreland takes care of it in front of the Rays dugout. The Rays, who held a 1-game lead on Texas right now, on the verge of seeing the Texas Rangers catch the Rays, unless a miracle of some sort takes place here. And Jose Lobaton steps in with 2 outs and the bases empty. 0-1. And interesting that Darvish, who had dropped consecutive 1-0 decisions, battled his way through 5 innings without command, and he is in line to pick up his 13th win. One ball, 2 strikes the count to Lobaton.
When you thought that this Rays offense was going to be off and running tonight, facing Darvish, dominating strikeout pitcher, 256 strikeouts and 193 plus innings coming into play, and they send 8 men to the plate in the first, score a couple of runs, and you're like, this team's going to be off and running. Big night tonight, and that would be it. Not for lack of opportunities. But that man right there was able to wiggle out of a number of jams through his 5 innings. Walked 6 batters, hit 1, gave up 5 hits. He's still only able to keep the Rays to 2 runs, and then of course Robbie Ross came in and did a great job. Sheppers, Nathan.
Line drive, base hit. So Lobaton comes up with a 2-out single. So it's going to require a longer stay out there on the mound for Nathan. Sam Fold up here hitting for the first time since taking over at right field in the top of the 9th. So Fold gets an at bat. Here's a strike. Sam quickly down, 0-2 in the count. Into center. Martine's there to make the catch, and this game is over as the Texas Rangers and the Rays divide the 4-game series right down the middle. It's an 8-2 final. Darvish will pick up the win. He is 13-9, and Moore the loser, dropping match record to 15-4. And right now the Texas Rangers have caught the Rays, so the Rays and the Rangers share the American League wild card spot with Cleveland now in hot pursuit, just a half game back. And we'll be back with more in a moment.